guys, this is Kendra from Crafty Kendra, and today I'm going to show you how to make this graduation card. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you're going to need is a 5 1/4 by a 4-inch piece of peach parfait, and I've run it through my Big Shot with the Perfect Polka Dots embossing folder. What you're going to do is we're going to take our spritzer with our peach parfait marker in it, and we're just going to spritz over the paper. Alright, and then we're going to change out our marker for the early espresso. And spritz over it. Now we're going to bring in our sanding block, and we're just going to sand in a circular motion. Because we did that, we put away the extra here. Our polka dots stand out a little bit more, which is hard to see on the camera, but they do stand out more. We're going to take our cutter tool, and we're just going to use the distressing edge to go around and distress the edges. Alright, and when we have all those edges distressed, we're just going to set it aside. Next thing we're going to do is bring in our stamp. And our stamp is the Happy Grad stamp, and it's actually a retired stamp. 3 3/4 by 2 inches, and I've already gone ahead and spritzed it with the peach parfait. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of vellum that I've already stamped our greeting on in our Stamp-A-Majig. Going to line up our greeting where we want it. Line up our Stamp-A-Majig with where the vellum is and remove the vellum. Take our stamp in the crook, straight down and straight up. We're going to do it one more time. Same place, just to make sure that it gets nice and dark. We're going to set that aside to dry. Next thing we're going to do is take a piece of early espresso cardstock, and I've already punched it using our double dotted scallop border punch. And what we're going to do is, since this has had a chance to dry, we're going to go ahead and take this piece of cardstock, flip it over, run a line of adhesive along the back side on the left, so it's right here. We're going to take it and we're going to line it up on here so that we just get a little bit of the scallops to show. Whenever we're done doing that, we're going to take a little strip of peach parfait poly ribbon and run some snail down it. Going to take that onto our greeting, giving it a little bit of a border. Smooth it down and just place those ends behind, like that. I'm going to bring in our corner rounder and round these two corners on the right side. Okay. I'm going to take the back of this piece. We're going to add some dimensionals to it. Pressing hard to make sure they're there, and then we're going to take off the backs. Then we're going to set it aside for a second. I'm going to bring that distressed piece with the embossing back, and we're going to flip it over and trail just a little bit of snail in the corners. Then we're going to bring in our card base, and our card base is Peach Parfait, and it measures 5.5 by 4 1/4. We're just going to line some snail straight onto the card base, making sure that we don't get too close to the edges. Then we're going to take this little piece, and it should go on there, leaving just a little bit of a border. There we go. Then we can just press it down. Then I'm going to bring in 2 strips of early espresso, and they measure 5.5 by 1/4 inch. I'm going to bring in some mini glue dots. You're going to put a glue dot on each end and one in the middle. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take this, you'll line it up on the card. Okay, and do the same thing with your other piece. And you're going to space them about a 1/2 inch apart. Press those down. I'm going to grab that greeting that we put those dimensionals on, and it's going to go towards the right side. There we go. Then for the inside of the card, I have a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of Whisper Right. Just going to put some snail on it. And I also spritzed it lightly with the Peach Parfait. I'm going to center that on the inside. And there we go. A nice, simple, easy graduation card that you can easily change out the colors to match whatever school you go to. Thanks, guys.